Boston Celtics fans, y'all should be worried, and I hate to be the one to break it to you, but Ime Udoka moving on to Houston is going to be what destroys the Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown era, and it's all because of Brad Stevens. Now, I have been a huge supporter of Brad Stevens as a GM. Since stepping into that role, he has put together some of the best supporting talent to complement both JT and JB. For the last few years, the Celtics have had some of the most talented teams in the entire league, but he lost me as soon as he handed Joe Mazzulla that contract extension early in the season. I mean, yeah, Joe Mazzulla's offensive expertise had the Celtics shooting lights out to start the year, and there's probably a good chance that played a huge role in why he got that contract extension in the first place. But that same game plan failed to be successful in the playoffs, and no adjustments were made. And if you don't believe me, just listen to what Grant Williams has to say about Joe Mazzulla as a head coach.
You know, coaches have their preferences on which side of the ball they want to coach. So I think with Ime, he understood the importance of the defensive end and understanding that if a team scores 80 points, 90 points, no matter how many points we score, we give ourselves a really, really good chance of winning. Well, I think that Joe has a little bit more offensive, like, hey, if we can make this many, if we make 23s in a game, we're gonna win each game.
For those that don't know, as a first-year head coach, Ime Udoka led the Boston Celtics to have the best defensive rating since the 2011-2012 season. Under Ime Udoka, Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year. And not only that, but he recognized how effective Robert Williams could be and actually used him, as he played 10 more minutes a game and averaged a career high in damn near every statistical category you could think of. Defense was clearly the reason the Celtics were able to make it to the NBA Finals, and Brad Stevens has completely ignored that winning formula and empowered Joe Mazzulla to tear down what Ime Udoka had built. Under Ime, the Boston Celtics had the second best defense in the playoffs, where under Joe Mazzulla, the Celtics were ranked 10th in defense in this postseason. Under Ime, there's no way it takes 70 games for the Celtics to beat the Sixers. Under Ime, there's no way the Celtics go down 3-0 against a depleted Miami Heat team. I mean, there's an argument to be said that this year's Celtics team wouldn't have made it past the Sixers if somebody didn't make the decision that Robert Williams needed to be in that starting lineup, because we know it wasn't Joe. Let's not forget the fact that when Ime was suspended, the players expected him back after this year, and your argument for Joe could be that he was thrown into that position last minute. But first off, he was already on that coaching staff under Ime and was familiar with the team, and he also had an entire training camp to implement his system with the team. And unlike Ime's first year as a head coach, at no point did Mazzulla struggle this year, except in the playoffs where it really mattered. It's clear Ime's ability to see different opportunities on the court that his team could take advantage of, and his willingness to adjust in the moment and even empower his players to voice their opinion was a major loss. Now let's tie this back to Brad Stevens, because obviously Ime had to go, but his replacement should have been someone that continued to push that defensive mindset. Hey, Frank Vogel was indeed on the market, but obviously Joe was the guy, and this upcoming season, I'm not gonna lie, the Celtics are going to disappoint a lot of people. Marcus Smart is going to be a devastating loss, and I'm not too sure if Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are okay with losing a guy that they went to war with in some deep playoff runs. Also, a lot of people don't realize this, but Malcolm Brogdon was the guy that they wanted to move on from, not Marcus Smart. But in order to continue to help Joe Mazzulla execute his game plan successfully, they needed to replace the 37-year-old Al Horford, who forgot how to shoot in the playoffs. I mean, going from being a 45% three-point shooter in the regular season to dropping to 29% from three is nasty as hell. So I get it. I understand the move. Bringing in Kristaps Porzingis was a no-brainer considering the year he had, playing some of the best basketball of his career and played the most games of his career since his second year in the league. Do we trust Kristaps Porzingis not only to be healthy, but to play and be effective in important playoff games? That has yet to be seen. But the more they replace their defense with offense, they are getting away from what got them a finals appearance. Yeah, they will win some regular season games and be a top 4 seed in the East, but if the Celtics don't win a championship in the next few years, the Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown duo will cease to exist. But with that being said, guys, let me know your expectations on the Boston Celtics going forward. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, comment down below your thoughts, turn on post notifications, and I'll see y'all next video.